How many of you are affected by or know someone who is affected by a mental health illness? I know myself personally, many friends and family members live with a mental illness. Mental health problems are very common. They affect thousands of people. Even though many people are affected, there is a strong social stigma attached to mental illness health. And this causes people with mental health problems to experience discrimination in all aspects of their lives. Many people's problems are made worse by the stigma and discrimination they experience. As someone who experienced mental health problems in my family and firsthand, I wanted to do my part to raise awareness. We must raise awareness on mental health so we can support those who are suffering. Did you know that May is Mental Health Awareness Month? Well, now you do. What better time to speak about why talking about mental health should be important to everyone? According to NAMI.com, which is the National Alliance on Mental Health Illness, 1 out of every 5 Americans live with a mental health problem each year alone. Mental health illnesses such as anxiety, depression, mood disorders, personality disorders, eating disorders, PTSD, substance abuse, and so many more affect people's abilities to participate in health promoting behaviors. In turn, problems with physical health, such as chronic diseases, can have a serious impact on mental health and decrease a person's ability to participate in treatment and recovery. These mental health conditions affect people's ability to think and process thoughts correctly. Mental health conditions are more common than you think. Living with a mental health illness does not mean that you are broken. It is no one's fault. Some people do not believe in mental health illnesses because they cannot see it, and they cannot see this as a physical illness. Just because you do not see it does not mean it is not there. No one chooses to live with a mental illness. You can't just snap out of it. Although a mental illness will not just go away, you can live with it and play a huge role in social life, school, and work. When you start treatment early enough and play a strong role in your own recovery process, it is possible to live a successful life living with a mental illness. We need people to understand mental illness and become more informed on the subject so they are less likely to stigmatize it. When someone with diabetes, we do not say they suffer with it, we say they live with it, just as we should mental illness. For some people, mental illness may be a lifelong condition, just like diabetes. With diabetes, a proper treatment enables many people to lead a fulfilling and productive life, just like mental illness. Powerful chemical signals in your brain can trick you into believing things that are not true. We need people to understand this and learn about the impact that their words can have on people living with a mental health illness. We need to be conscious of the language that we are using to eliminate the phrases. We need to say eliminate suffers from mental illness instead of chooses to live with mental illness or is affected by mental illness. Some people may not understand mental illness, and that is okay. We can help inform them that it is a real thing, even if they did not see it from the beginning. Education about how to manage mental health condition along with other medical conditions can provide the skills and support to enrich the unique journey toward overall recovery and wellness. With social support, acceptance, and encouragement from friends, family, and others, it can make a huge difference for someone living with a mental illness. Educating people about mental illness is likely to kill the stigmatism around it. If we do not stop the stigma around living with mental health conditions, people will continue to judge individuals for something that is out of their control. More people will be less likely to get help to be able to live with their condition, and this may lead to isolation, shame, and higher suicide rates. We would be much better off if we put a stop to the stigma around mental health. If you have a mental health condition, you are not alone. Organizations such as the National Alliance on Mental Health, also known as NAMI, offer educational and supportive resources for people and families who are affected by mental health illness in some kind of way. While the stigma continues to exist, it can be eliminated with greater education and awareness about mental illness. According to change.org, by sharing your own experiences around mental health with individuals who live with it, they feel more supported. If you do not live with a mental illness, educate people around you about the reality that mental illness is more common than people realize and speak out against the stigma. It is okay to not be okay.